Today's topic is about the microbiology of indoor and outdoor environment. This topic generally deals with the distribution of bioaerosols both in the indoor and the outdoor environmental condition. The air that we inhale contain n number of microorganisms which forms the so-called substance called as bioaerosols, which include either bacteria or fungi. It's very important to determine or to estimate their presence in both indoor and the outdoor environment because it acts as an important index of cleanliness of any particular environment. Now, what are bioaerosols? Bioaerosols is a colloidal suspension formed by liquid droplets and particles of solid matter in the air whose components contain or have attached to them viruses, fungal spores, conidia, bacterial endospores, plant pollen, and fragments of plant tissues. The bioaerosols account for about 5 to 34% of air pollution. Indoor air plays a special role as a health determinant, and the management of indoor air quality differs from those used for outdoor air. Microbial damage in the indoor and the outdoor area is caused most frequently by molds and bacteria. This constitutes a common problem all over the world. The most significant environmental factors influencing the viability of microorganisms are temperature, relative humidity, wind velocity, and so on. Also, the additional influences are exerted through oxygen, air ions, solar irradiance, and open monitoring of outdoor air microorganisms is necessary to evaluate the risk on human health and to study its evolution. And the interest in bioaerosol characterization has increased over the last few decades. Indoor aeromicrobiology deals with microorganisms present in the air in the indoor environment. They are the microorganisms which are responsible for biodeterioration of the storage material, equipments, library materials, and archives. Indoor aeromicrobiology deals with the aeromicrospora of pharmacy, of hospitals, houses, or the storage material. This is a pictorial representation of some of the pollutants which is released because of indoor air pollution. There are many sources which is responsible for indoor air pollution. Some of the common sources are cigarette smoke. Cigarette smoke is considered to be the deadliest indoor air pollutant because it contains formaldehyde and carbon monoxide, which is responsible for causing lung cancer and emphysema. The second-hand smoke is also considered to be worst pollutant because of the particulates that comes out from the tip. The other common source is mold. Mold is formed because of the moisture which is present in the vent, carpets, etc. It leads to many of the allergic symptoms such as breathing problems, headache, and so on. There are many chemical compounds which is also responsible for indoor air pollution. Some of the common ones are carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide is released because of the malfunctioning of furnace, gas appliances, cars, etc. Generally what happens because of the release of carbon monoxide, the blood will not be able to carry oxygen that might lead to nausea, dizziness, and if it is untreated, it might also lead to death. Other chemical compounds are asbestos and lead. Asbestos is generally found in roofing, flooring, insulation, and it is released during breaks or unless disturbed or deteriorated. Generally, it can cause asbestosis, which is a type of scarring of lung, and mesothelioma, which is a type of lung cancer. Other chemical is lead. Generally, lead is found in old homes, toy, lead crystal dishes, etc. It can cause a behavior and learning problem, slow growth, hearing problem, headache, and so on. There are many strategies that one has to adopt in order to improve the indoor air quality. Some of the strategies are use of pollutant source control, use of ventilation in the house, dehumidification, use of air cleaners, dust collectors, filters, etc. Moving on to next topic, that is outdoor aeromicrobiology. Outdoor aeromicrobiology is the study of bioaerosols or pollutants which is released in the outside environment and is responsible for pollution. There are many sources which is responsible for outdoor air pollution. Some of the common sources are forest fire, which releases ashes, particulates, carbon dioxide, etc. Volcanoes, decaying vegetation, trees and bushes, which releases volatile organic compounds, pollen, spores, virus, bacteria, dust, which is released from storms in arid region, gut bacteria, which has the ability to produce methane gas. Outdoor air pollutants are categorized into two types, primary and secondary pollutants. Primary pollutants are the one which is put directly into the air from polluting source, whereas secondary pollutants are formed when primary pollutant combine with other substances which is present in the air and creates something more hazardous such as acid rain and smog. The energy which is needed for the combination of primary air pollutant with the substances which is present in the air is provided by the sun. The sources responsible for primary pollutants are categorized into two types, stationary source and mobile source. Stationary source are produced because of combustion of fuel for power and heat, which is generally released by the power plants or other burnings such as wood and crop burning or forest fire, industrial or commercial processing, processing of solvents and aerosols. Whereas the mobile source is produced from the highway and the off-highway highway vehicles such as car, trucks, buses, and motorcycles, and off-highway vehicles such as aircrafts, boat, locomotives, farm equipments, and so on. The both stationary source and mobile force releases some of the toxic pollutants such as sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, carbon monoxide, lead, particulate matters, etc. Carbon monoxide, which is a colorless, odorless, deadly gas, lead to reduced ability of blood and carry oxygen. Nitrogen dioxide is a reddish brown chemical which is found in the smog and it leads to lung irritation, aggravates asthma, reduces the visibility. There are many strategies that one has to adopt in order to improve the indoor air quality. Some of the strategies are use of pollutant source control, use of ventilation in the house, dehumidification, use of air cleaners, dust collectors, filters, etc. Outdoor air pollutants can be characterized into two types based on the source. They are primary particles and secondary particle. Primary particles are released either because of natural source and human activity. Natural source such as soil and dust, sea salt, human activity like construction, um, and natural source such as fossil fuel as also. Secondary particles are produced because of the conversion of sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide, ammonia, and organic compounds in the atmosphere because of a chemical reaction to form sulfates, nitrates, and ammonium compounds and non volatile organics. Apart from this, there are other air pollutants which is also responsible for outdoor air pollution such as carbon dioxide, chlorofluorocarbon. Moving on to next topic, that is outdoor aeromicrobiology. Outdoor aeromicrobiology is the study of bioaerosols or pollutants which is released in the outside environment and is responsible for pollution. There are many sources which is responsible for outdoor air pollution. Some of the common sources are forest fire, which releases ashes, particulates, carbon dioxide.